After 107 playoff games together, the Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown era of Celtics basketball has finally brought a championship. And with a dominant closeout performance in Game 5, it became very clear just what caliber of team we're witnessing. All series long, the Mavs had been soft switching screens, and the Celtics came out with a counter. Instead of setting the screen, Holiday's gonna slip to beat the switch, where that 5-out spacing leaves him with a wide open paint. Here it is again. Kyrie and Luka are getting ready to switch when Holiday slips down the middle, and there's just nobody in position to prevent a layup. So next time down, they do the exact same thing. Only this time, instead of hitting the slip, Tatum's gonna try a pull-up 3, and that's my way of saying that it was their defense leading the way in this first quarter. They came out with a level of intensity and energy that would make you forget they're the ones with a 3-1 lead, which helped them force the Mavs into 8 first-half turnovers. Holiday is pressuring Kyrie 40 feet away from the basket, and only when he gets hit by a screen are they going to switch White onto the ball. Because he sags off, all Kyrie has access to is a deep off-the-dribble 3. And same thing against Luka. Jaylen is glued to him all the way out at half court, but I'm actually more focused on something else. Notice how Horford parks at the nail and turns away a drive. That forces Luka to instead step back into one of his 7 missed threes. If we take it back a few seconds, you'll notice that the reason Horford's able to help like that is because it's Derrick Jones on the wing, and they don't respect him as an above-the-break shooter. Compare that to a play from Game 4. Instead of Jones on the wing, it's Kyrie, meaning Holiday can't help as aggressively, while Jones is deep in the opposite corner, leaving Luka with the entire middle of the floor to work with on an isolation. This was the big adjustment that led to their best offensive game of the series. Kyrie one pass away, stacking the weak side, and giving Luka the middle to work with as he got to his spots over and over again. But in Game 5, it was like they completely abandoned this. Kyrie's in the corner, Washington's on the wing, which means that White is able to sit in the middle, to which Luka once again has nowhere to go and falls back on a tough jumper. His first 3 isolations of the game all went somewhat like this. This time he actually decides to make that pass to Jones, and like I said, the Celtics aren't really worried about him making them pay. When Kyrie isolates, you'll see the same thing. Luka in the corner, Jones on the wing, nowhere to go in the middle, and I really don't get it. Again, compare that to a play from Game 4. Luka's one pass away on the wing, occupying the nail help, which leaves Kyrie with a plethora of space as he gets to his patented pull-up jumper. And when they finally got back to that setup in Game 5, after 4 minutes of scoring 2 points, they're forced to bring help from the corner, which leaves Jones with a high-quality shot. Not that he makes it, but that's a look you want if you're the Mavs. Next time down, they set up in that way again, with Kyrie occupying the nail help, and what do you know? Luka gets downhill, draws late help in the paint, and finishes through contact for a chance at 3. Still, they only had 5 points after more than 5 minutes of play, and that's when Kristaps checked in. The new game plan was to put him in every single action. Again, this is a shot you want 10 out of 10 times, Kyrie just fails to convert. Because Kristaps is going to be matched up with a wing, it's imperative that they make him pay by hitting outside shots. And in this one, it was Josh Green who rose to the occasion. When you put Kristaps in action, more than likely he's going to sit back in a drop, and Green's going to have a lot of space to shoot, hitting back-to-back threes when they needed it most. As for everyone else though, can't quite say the same. Washington was 0 of 5, Jones 1 of 4, and as a team they shot just 11 of 37 or below 30% from outside. So they had to go back to what worked, that spread floor isolation setup with Kyrie taking away help in the middle, and Luka has the entire court to work with as he gets to his spots in the mid-range. But this is where they ran into an even bigger issue than the 3-point shooting, the fact that Luka wasn't hitting, as he made just 4 of his 10 field goal attempts in the first half. With that said, because the Celtics also started this game off pretty cold, with both of the Jays missing, shooters not capitalizing on quality threes, the first 10 minutes were actually pretty evenly matched. But at 19-18, Boston started to look like NBA champions. It started with Holiday once again slipping a screen to beat the switch. From there, the defense is in rotation, and he finds a cutting Jaylen for easy points. Then next time down, they run the exact same action on the other side, a Holiday handoff to Hauser, but now he's actually going to set the screen, which leaves the sharpshooter with some room. Hauser had himself an incredible final series, and just a few seconds later, he's able to steal a pass from Luka, to which the Celtics easily turn defense into offense like they've done so many times all season long. And like they do again next time down, Tatum easily strips Washington's handle. With only one man to beat, he takes it to the rack himself, capping off a 9-0 run that only took a minute. That brings us to the second quarter, where instead of defense, it was all about offense. Remember how Holiday kept slipping screens? Well, now it's Hauser doing so on the perimeter, and because Kyrie's expecting a switch, the sniper is left with a practice jumper from the wing. A play later, he does it again, and Tatum uses that space to turn the corner on a drive. He's able to collapse part of the defense, leaving Jaylen with some room in the opposite corner as he hits his first three of the game. Whenever they weren't able to create a numbers advantage, that meant they likely had a switch they wanted, and they'd get right back to the mismatch attacking. That could mean Kristaps in the low post. It could also mean Tatum in the mid post, just using his size advantage to force his way to the rim and draw a foul. And if that wasn't tough enough to defend, when Kleber drops to play the entry pass, Holiday counters by drilling a three right in his face. Interestingly enough though, the Mavs found quite a bit of offensive success themselves. Instead of dropping, Kristaps hedges, which means the Mavs can create a 4-on-3 advantage as Kleber gets to a layup. Once again, they were putting him in every action. This time he's late to get out to the ball, so Kyrie has space to do what he does best, and this is also when Derrick Jones hit his only three of the game, so things were looking up for them. There's just one problem: the Celtics started to play maybe their best offense of the entire season, which all started with Tatum's relentless attacking of the rim. He was hunting for Lively every time down the floor, then using his speed advantage to drive over and over again, and the defense just had no idea what to do. When help steps up from the dunker spot, he quickly drops it off for one of his 9 first-half assists. When help comes from the dunker spot and the low man drops to take away that pass, he kicks it out to the corner for another wide-open Jaylen Brown triple. Oh, and Jaylen can do the creating too. He's got Luka on him, attacks the middle, and finds White in the corner. The Celtics made a staggering 7 of their 11 three-point attempts in this second quarter. And to cap off a run of this magnitude, the cherry on top just had to be the classic sidestep 3 from Jayson Tatum, giving them a 20-point lead. The Mavs had a response though, and it was one of those spaced out isolations. Kyrie on the wing, Luka getting down the middle as he rises up for another and one. And right when you thought they could go into the break on a high note, Peyton Pritchard snatches their souls with this shot to end the half, making it a 21-point game. To start the third, it was all about not letting the Mavs get a breath of momentum. They try to open with some action to get Luka a post-up, but Tatum does a great job of pressuring Gafford to make it a difficult pass, to which the big man puts it down on a drive himself and fails to score. When Luka does get that post touch against Derrick White though, it's easy to see why Dallas wanted the ball to run through him. But Boston knew what they had to do to close this one out, and so they did it over and over again, putting pressure on the paint, moving the ball, just completely breaking down this Mavericks defense with ease. And remember, everyone's feeling it. So you've got Derrick White receiving a handoff and stepping back into a long-range jumper. You've got Jaylen getting a mismatch, attacking on a drive, and kicking it out to Horford for a corner triple. Then when Al isn't feeling the corner three, he'll attack a closeout himself, slowly but surely working his way to the paint and drawing a foul. Truly, the best way of putting it is that they got whatever they wanted, and this layup from Holiday put them up by a game-high 26. The Mavs tried their absolute hardest to get back into this one, but whatever they did just wasn't enough. Kyrie couldn't get anything going all night, shooting just 5 of 16 from the field, and although Luka was a good bit better, especially getting downhill and creating opportunities for himself at the rim, his lack of outside shooting really hurt his and the team's offense, missing this 3 with a chance to cut it down to 14. Then to finish the job in the fourth quarter, it was all Jayson Tatum. The game stayed out of reach because of how he closed, scoring more than half of Boston's fourth quarter points. And from there, you could feel the energy in the building, and the game clock was nothing more than a slow approach to the inevitable. The Celtics get it done on their home floor, securing the 2024 NBA championship and banner number 18 after a historic season. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and turn my post notifications on to be first on more content. If you're interested in my more in-depth research, make sure to check out my website and social media profiles. You can find those links in the description. Feel free to let me know down in the comments what you thought of this game. As always, I hope you all have a great day, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.